My name is John, and I'm 19 years old. All of this happened when I was 16. What happened to my friend and me still haunts me, and makes me afraid to talk about it even to this day. I was sleeping over at a friend's house one night. It was a Wednesday and school was canceled early for the next day. I lived in Colorado, and we were hit by a pretty crazy snowstorm in the winter. This was one of those nights when the roads were so bad that school called for a snow day. So I was really glad to be staying at my friend Tyler's house. We were just as happy as any 16-year-olds would be about not having school. Luckily, he lived in the same neighborhood as me. So all I had to do was pack my overnight bag and walk over there. It was only about a 5-minute walk, so it wasn't really a big deal. Of course, our parents had to work the next morning, so we would have the house to ourselves all day. The next day, we stayed up all night playing video games and goofing around, talking about the most random things you can imagine. Nothing weird happened that night. It was a normal night. But the next day is when things went sideways. I'd say it was around 11 o'clock in the morning. Tyler was making a sandwich in the kitchen, and I was using the bathroom when suddenly the doorbell rang. We both heard it loud and clear. Although at first we were scared, we weren't too worried about it. We lived in a relatively safe area, and bad things like home invasions almost never happened here. Tyler even made a joke about it possibly being Jehovah's Witnesses or something. I ran out of the bathroom, and Tyler and I walked to the front door. I told him, "If there's anyone out there, please help me. I'm in serious trouble right now." Our neighborhood is very quiet, and it's highly unlikely for someone to knock on our door. It's not something that happens often. Tyler looked out to try and see who it was, and it definitely wasn't Jehovah's Witnesses. It was a guy wearing shorts and a t-shirt. He had short black hair and was probably about 5'10". "What's going on? Who are you?" I asked. Tyler, not hitting my shoulder, was clearly annoyed with me for letting ourselves be known. Looking back, I really wished I didn't say anything because maybe the guy would have left, and all this wouldn't have happened at all. Clearly not the smartest move on my part. The guy outside then started banging on the door and pleading for us to let him in. We knew something was wrong, so obviously we didn't let him in. We ran downstairs and hid in the secret spot in the basement that Tyler showed me. He called his mom to let her know, and his mom said she was on her way home. Luckily, Macy, Tyler's mom, only worked about 5 minutes from home, so she would be there soon. After Tyler hung up the phone, even though we heard footsteps coming up, we knew it couldn't be his mom. "Buddy, what are we going to do?" Tyler said. I told him that we just have to stay calm and wait it out. "Buddy, are you kidding me?" Tyler said. "All right, what do you suggest we do then?" I asked. "Anything but sitting here. We have to run," Tyler said. "I don't know how good of an idea that is, but I'm not going to sit here and hide alone." So I followed. We opened the door so slowly and walked through the basement towards the window we would try. I didn't understand how it works, but I knew it was the best option. In reality, I raised both of my hands so I could give him a boost, and Tyler managed to open the window. He struggled for a minute, but eventually he could get outside. What about me? I thought in my heart. It's true when Tyler told me to grab the wooden coffee table in front of me and use it as a jumping stool to lift me up. Then he would pull me out. I jumped, and Tyler grabbed my arm and pulled with all his might. And somehow I managed to get through the window and out as well. I had to catch my breath because I was panicking so hard that we didn't even realize the man was standing right behind us. He looked at us with the most unsettling stare you could imagine. He was a very strange person. Both of us ran towards the front of the house, and ironically, Tyler's mom was pulling into the driveway just as we reached the end of the driveway. The man followed us but quickly ran the other way when he saw that we were with an adult, Tyler's mom. She called the police, and we found out that the man was a fugitive who had just escaped from jail less than 24 hours before. The police showed us a photo of the man, and Tyler and I both confirmed to the officers that it was the same person. They caught him later that night, and now he's in jail and maybe a long-term convicted sex offender and likes to attack young boys. Specifically boys our age. He definitely had been stalking us and knew we were alone. It makes me sick how messed up some people are.